What's going on, guys? Patrick from THG here. Welcome back to the channel. This is week 2 of NHL Weekly Updates. Not a lot of news around the NHL this week, so in addition to the 2 pieces of information we'll be going over, I will also be giving you my top 5 breakout candidates for the 25-26 NHL season. As always, guys, before we start the video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below who your breakout candidate for the NHL season is going to be. Starting us off, guys, we have the retirement announcement of Tyson Barrie, the longtime NHL defenseman. The 34-year-old had 508 points in 822 NHL games for the Avalanche, Flames, Maple Leafs, Oilers, and Predators. He was a third-round pick and also played in 47 playoff games throughout his career. Any defenseman who's able to play just over 800 games and get over 500 points is someone who obviously had a great career. He had some awesome seasons with the Colorado Avalanche, notably from 2013 to 2017-ish. He had a great pairing with Erik Johnson. They were both very serviceable for the Colorado Avalanche. I would even say laid the groundwork for guys like Cale Makar, Devon Toews, and even Bowen Byram when he was with Colorado. But of course, he got traded in the Kadri trade to Toronto. He had some good seasons there and then became a journeyman playing for a couple other NHL teams. He was always a solid offensive defenseman who can also be reliable in the back end. He played between 15 and 20 minutes, peaking at 20 minutes during his prime per game. After not appearing in the NHL over the last 2 seasons, he decided to announce his retirement, so congratulations on a great, long, and successful career to Tyson Barrie. Our second and last piece of information for this week is the news out of Edmonton that Connor McDavid is not in a rush to sign an extension with the Edmonton Oilers. This comes as absolutely no surprise to me. They didn't make any changes to the glaring needs on their team, which are the defense and the goaltending. They did add Andrew Mangiapane, a guy who had a great season for Washington. I think he'll have a solid season for Edmonton on the second line. But scoring was never an issue for Edmonton. Their defense and their goaltending is something that needs to be addressed, especially for a guy like Connor McDavid. In the past 2 seasons, they made the Stanley Cup Finals, but the goaltending has let them down. They are very content, apparently, with staying with Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard, who I consider to be 2 glorified AHL caliber goaltenders. We'll see what happens throughout the year. I really was expecting them to go out and get John Gibson, but he got napped up by Detroit. So for Connor McDavid to wait up on an extension, not that shocking. It will probably be something that happens in the back end of next season or in next offseason. I would presume it would be a 3-year deal or a 4-year deal, so that way he has the opportunity at the end of his career to go chase a cup if he still hasn't won one. The team has the offense. That's not a debate. When you have Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid on your team, you can never count them out. But the glaring needs of the team are the defense and the goaltending, which have not been addressed. So for him to wait on this extension, it's not a surprise, but definitely something we're going to have to follow. So moving on, guys, we're going to get into the breakout players that I have for next season, which is 25-26. We're going to start off at number 1. I have Logan Stankoven of the Carolina Hurricanes, of course, a major part of the Mikko Rantanen trade that went from Dallas to Carolina. He had a little bit of a mid-start for them with 9 points in 19 games to end off the regular season, but he was easily one of the best playoff performers that the Canes had in the postseason last year. He had 8 points in 15 games. Not too shabby for a guy who wasn't getting that much time on Dallas, was considered a add-in in the trade, but I can see him having a major role next season. He's going to get some time with Nikolai Ehlers, newly acquired from the Winnipeg Jets. He's a guy who just gets his teammates points. He's played with Scheifele, he's played with Blake Wheeler, he's played with Kyle Connor, he's played with Gabriel Velarde, he's played with a number of players in Winnipeg, and those guys all generated so many points playing with Nikolai Ehlers, so I could see a guy like Jackson Blake and Logan Stankoven getting the opportunity to play with a guy like Nikolai Ehlers and having a breakout season. And of course, he's coming off a fresh extension and he's going to have a major role on the Carolina team, so look out for Logan Stankoven next year. My second breakout candidate at number 2 is William Eklund of the San Jose Sharks. Career year last year with 58 points, was able to spend some time with Macklin Celebrini, of course the Rookie of the Year, and as well as Tyler Toffoli. He played a little bit with Will Smith and Fabian Zetterlund as well. I could see him getting a major role this season after a career year with 58 points. He will definitely be playing some minutes with Mikael Granlund, a guy who came in from Dallas in the offseason. Another one of those guys similar to Nikolai Ehlers who's able to sell with his teammates, and all the guys around him get more points when they play with him, and whether it be with Nashville, Minnesota, of course with Dallas as well. So those are 2 great fits for a guy like William Eklund, who's going to get a little bit more responsibility next year and even some power play time as well. So 58 points for him last year. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to the 65-70 point range. The sky sky's the limit for everyone on San Jose because it's a youth movement that's going to only increase in skill and production throughout the next couple years. So for William Eklund, I'm expecting a major production year for him. My third breakout candidate for next year is Sam Rinzel, rookie defenseman for the Chicago Blackhawks coming out of Minnesota. I can see Sam Rinzel getting a major role with the Blackhawks this season. They didn't go out in free agency and sign any veterans. Last year, they went out and got Alec Martinez and TJ Brody. This year, they're going to let the youth guys take over and have a lot more responsibility. Of course, Artyom Levshinov, Wyatt Kaiser, Kevin Korchinski. In addition to Sam Rinzel, all those guys are going to be playing top 4, top 6 minutes for them. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the back end improves. But of all those guys, I believe the player with the highest ceiling is Sam Rinzel. So watch out for him with the Blackhawks next year. My fourth candidate, and probably the guy I'm looking the most out for, is Jet Greaves of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He appeared in 11 games last year and was able to get 7 wins. Almost willed Columbus into the playoffs. They traded Daniil Tarasov to the Florida Panthers, so it's going to be him and Elvis Merzlikis. It's going to be a 1A, 1B type scenario where Dean Evison is going to let those guys play and decide who is going to get more time. It's going to be a good battle. It's going to be some healthy competition over in Columbus. But from what we saw last year, Jet Greaves has a massive chance to take over this starting job for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He has a career .924 save percentage, and last year he had a 1.9 GAA with a .938 save percentage. Those are excellent numbers that would put him at the top of the league with any goaltender. So for him to come in next year with a legitimate role, starting in Columbus, out of training camp, probably being the backup to start the season behind Elvis, he's going to get the opportunity to take over that role. So I'm very excited to see how Jet Greaves does in Columbus. My last breakout candidate, and probably the most likely to break out, Matthew Knies of the Toronto Maple Leafs. In 78 games last year, he had 29 goals, 29 assists for 58 points, and also was a great player in the playoffs in 13 games, also had 5 goals for 7 points. He's a physical player, a guy who perfectly matches the identity of Craig Berube and what Toronto is trying to do to get over the hump in the playoffs. It's a new core 4. We saw Mitch Marner go to Vegas in a trade, so it's safe to say that Matthew Knies is going to have to shoulder a little bit more point production as well as some penalty kill time for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They have to fill the void somehow, so for him to be able to play more time and get a major role for Toronto, it's only going to benefit him. And I expect not only a huge regular season, but also a huge playoffs from Matthew Knies next year. So there you have it, guys, and a little bit more of a slow news week with just under a month away from the season. We had a Tyson Barrie retirement announcement. We have Connor McDavid announcing as well that he's going to wait for his contract. And I gave you guys my top 5 breakout candidates, which were Logan Stankoven, William Eklund, Sam Rinzel, Matthew Knies, and Jet Greaves. All 5 of those guys I think are going to have excellent years for their respective teams. But let me know in the comments down below who you guys think are some underrated players who could have a massive breakout year. But of course, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.